Hey, what's up? It's Bentley and welcome back to my channel. So I've had a bunch of people ask me about top surgery and the consultation and how that goes and how to lead the conversation into getting the answers you need for your body, because everybody's body is different and the surgeon does this every day. It's their job, so they're gonna miss little things here and there unless you ask, because they just assume you know. Like, there's a bunch of different reasons, but it's good to be prepared when you go into your consultation, so you know what kind of surgery you're getting, where your scars are going to be, if you're going to have scars, just all the different stuff like that with drains, everything like that. So let's get into the video, and I have a list of all the things you should ask your top surgeon. Let's do it. Number one, what are the shapes of the scars? So my scars, they're pretty straight. See, they curve on the sides. But anyways, I asked specifically for straight scars. I actually asked my surgeon what she normally does. I went with Dr. Lay from Meltzer Clinic, by the way, in Scottsdale, Arizona. She is fabulous. She normally does like the curved scars. Personally, I did not want those. I wanted straight scars. Curved scars kind of would still, I feel, give me some type of dysphoria, and I just wanted like a straight, like Frankenstein scar. So she went out of her norm and did it for me. Super happy with it. Next question is, where are your scars going to be? So my scars, I'll show you again. They're like right under my armpit. Just ask. I know some people have like woken up from surgery and we're all like stoked and everything, and their scars ended up not being in the right place. Some surgeons do the nipples under the scars and the scars above, and there's just so many different ways that you can have the scar placement, like especially depending on the size of your chest. So I would really recommend asking where they're going to be, so you have a kind of idea. I know it's kind of hard to tell when your chest is still there to like see, but just to envision where it is, make sure you specify where you want your nipples. Going into my third question you would ask your top surgeon, but definitely ask where your nipples are going to be placed. If you are more on the femme side, they normally go a little farther in. More masculine are out. Masculine nipples generally, not everybody, it's all up to you, but they generally are even with your shoulder and go down there more like on the outside. Yo, I'm editing. I forgot to mention you also don't need to keep your nipples. A lot of people don't even like have nipples put back on, so that's totally fine too. I just totally forgot to mention that. But yeah, so make sure you ask your surgeon if there's a certain way you want them, because that would really suck to wake up and have new nipples pasted on your chest in a spot that you didn't want. So just ask. Fourth question, what type of procedures you are capable of getting? Because I got double incision and they took the nipples and grafted them back onto my body in a different place, but there are tons of other types of surgeries. There's so many different types of top surgery. So just ask what your options are. Ask to see results from each option. I personally wanted the double incision. The scars don't bother me. I didn't want like extra skin there. There might be a procedure that you want and you've seen it online and you love the results, but like your specific body might not work for that. So just make sure you ask your different options. My really only option was double incision, but that's fine because I went into it wanting that, so it worked out great for me. So from the pharmacy, I had to get painkillers, an anti-nausea medication, and an antibiotic. And unfortunately, my pre-op appointment was on the same day of my surgery, and they sent my meds to a pharmacy that didn't accept my insurance, and they wouldn't even sell them to me because they don't like sell painkillers anymore. So I had to, right before surgery, hustle and get my meds from another pharmacy that accepted my insurance, and it was just a lot. So at the consult, like next time when I go for bottom surgery, I'm definitely gonna ask to get my meds ahead of time, just because it was really stressful and I was already so beyond stressed about having surgery and like the anxiety behind never having surgery before, and then I couldn't find my meds, or no one would give them to me. So just ask when you can get your meds. I know some of my friends got them like a week in advance or a day before. So anything that's not like day of surgery, I really don't recommend getting meds day of surgery. It was just really stressful to have to deal with all of that on the same day. So you're gonna be really swollen no matter what type of top surgery you get. And a lot of surgeons recommend, or I mean, they kind of make you wear like a surgical vest for 2 weeks to a month afterwards, but some surgeons don't. So I would just ask ahead of time, because some people have to buy their vest, and it's like a compression vest. It's in my other video. I'll put it in the comments below for my top surgery video. It's like a compression vest that squeezes you, and luckily mine was included in the fee for the surgery, so I didn't have to go out and buy one, but I know some people have to buy it ahead of time. So just make sure that they're either supplying you with the vest or the bandages or whatever you're doing, or if you have to buy them yourself, because you don't want to be in like your bandages and then they tell you to put on a vest that you don't have. That would just be unfortunate. It's like a really weird and sore time. So like the more preparing you can do ahead of time, the better, because you're probably not going to be in the best mood as far as like how your body feels to go out and find a vest or wait for it on Amazon or whatever. So just like make sure you get the vest beforehand. Another couple questions for preparing for surgery is if you smoke or drink alcohol, and really smoke anything, they said. But if you smoke or drink alcohol, you have to stop doing that before surgery. Every surgeon's different. I don't smoke, so I was fine, but my surgeon said 6 weeks before and 6 weeks after I could not smoke anything, and that's mainly because when you smoke, there's like buildup under your skin, and then it makes you not heal as well, and sometimes not heal at all, especially if you're smoking cigarettes. So she instructed nothing 6 weeks before, 6 weeks after. I know some surgeons aren't as strict with that. Some say 2 weeks, some say 3, but just ask, because if you get there and you've been smoking or you like smell like cigarette smoke, they might not even do the surgery depending on who it is. I also know I couldn't take melatonin the night before. I couldn't take any supplements or my testosterone for 3 weeks before surgery. Just make sure you ask, like, what am I allowed to take, this supplement, this, that. You can't take Tylenol before. There's just different things with bleeding, and like everything reacts so differently. So just ask and make sure that you're doing everything so you wake up and you're all good and you're healthy and you're healing well. The last thing I would say to ask at your consultation is what type of scar treatment they recommend. I know every surgeon is a little different. I was told to get silicone. I used the tape, but it didn't have to be. My surgeon just said the only things scientifically proven to help scars are things with silicone. So I chose the tape because I'm lazy, and I can just put it on and it stays for like 2 weeks until it falls off. Ask. There's tons of different types of scar treatment, and you have to start usually 2 weeks after surgery. And after 2 weeks, you're still probably not going to be wanting to go to CVS and like shopping and stuff. So it's just good to have it beforehand. Also, another thing, my surgeon gave me a little care bag, which was really nice. I had like stool softener and anti-swelling, homeopathic medication and stuff like that. So just make sure that they're either going to supply you with that, or if you have to buy it, because you're definitely going to need stool softener. I really promise you, you're going to need that after surgery. So just see it, like, save some money, because mine gave me that. They gave me the soap to clean my body with and all that stuff, which I had already bought, so that kind of sucked because it was like $20. So just like see if they give you a little prep bag. They normally do that at the pre-op appointment. This is kind of going on a tangent, but just because you have a consultation with someone does not mean you have to have surgery with them. If you didn't like it, if you didn't vibe with them, if you didn't like their answers, you do not have to have surgery with them. If you feel in your gut they're not the right surgeon for you, don't do it. Like, just don't do it. Find someone else. And also, I want to state in this video, I'm not telling anybody to get top surgery. This is something you need to figure out with your primary care doctor and your therapist, and like in your own soul and yourself. If you identify as non-binary or transmasculine, FTM, whatever, you do not need top surgery to be valid. So just think about that. Like, make sure you're doing this for the right reasons, because this is irreversible, as are a lot of effects from testosterone. But I am not pushing anybody to get surgery at all. It was the right choice for me. But yeah, like, you really should do your own research and pick your surgeon, and like, don't feel pressured into it by anybody on the internet or your favorite YouTuber or anyone on Instagram. Like, this has to be something for you. It's your journey, and everyone's journey is different. And if you don't want top surgery, you're still valid. I think the last thing for this video would be the day of your surgery, when you're talking with your anesthesiologist. They're used to people being nervous. So if you're nervous, you're probably gonna be nervous. It's fine. Like, just tell them. They gave me some really amazing anti-anxiety meds, and I went from having the biggest panic attack of my life, thinking I was gonna die, to being my own cheerleader. And I was just like, yeah, let's do this. We got this. We're good. So just be honest with them. Also, make sure, if you don't know what type of anesthesia you want, they will explain that to you. There's like the kind that you breathe in and the kind that they inject, and like there's different types. They can do it with ketamine, they can do it with opiates. So if you have an opioid problem, there are other ways. You don't need opiates technically, but just talk to your anesthesiologist and let them know what kind of anesthesia you want, and they should be more than willing to explain that with you. Any anesthesiologist I've met, and there's a bunch on YouTube too, they're like the chillest humans ever. It's really cool. And they're like wizards, because you're just like awake, and then it's hours later, you had surgery, and you're like not awake anymore, and it feels like 2 seconds. So just talk to them, tell them you're anxious if you are, and just be open and honest with everybody. If you did sneak in a cigarette or a drink or something like before your surgery, just tell them, because like your body, you only get one. You don't want to like mess around with science and all the stuff, the interactions that can happen. So like, just be honest and tell them what's up. But yeah, so I hope this video was helpful. I know a bunch of people are asking, so I hope I answered your questions. If you have any more questions, leave them in the comments below. If you like this video, please subscribe. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at @TheBendyBoo. You can check out my merch, like this cute teet shirt right here, at Bent FT Merch on Instagram, and that links to my Etsy store. I do sales periodically and stuff, so just check it out. But thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you in the next one. Peace!